Winbak Farm of Ontario is home to outstanding sires, including a three-time millionaire pacer tattoo artist who is new in 2025, the last great son of the legendary Some Beach Somewhere and multiple stakes champion Beach Glass, Meadowlands Pace and Ontario Sire Stakes champion Lawless Shadow, and the richest pacing stallion in all of harness racing history, the great Hall of Famer Mick Wicked. Also standing at Winbak Farm, Archangel, Betterthancheddar, Betting Line, My MVP, and Trixton. For more information, visit winbakfarm.com.
The Central Ontario Standardbred Association is working with you to ensure a vibrant horse racing community. Shared stories call for a united voice. That's COSA, representing the interests of horse people racing at Ontario racetracks. So whether you're first, last, or somewhere in between, we've got your back. With insurance, benefits, free lifetime memberships, and more. COSA. Follow our stories on social and check out the process at cosaonline.com.
Today I'm joined by Scott McEneny here at Spring Garden Ranch. Scott, this is your third winter here at the ranch. What led you to this decision?
Well, probably COVID eventually. I got, sitting at home all the time and in the cold and damp, and I just said, I'm going, and I love it here. I don't want to spend another winter in Ontario.
You brought your family along. This is a family operation. You have Sam running the barn. She does a fabulous job. She's been with you, she said, since she was 14.
Yeah, she's been great. In the summertime she'd work when she wasn't going to school, and as soon as she was done school, she come work full time. And I didn't want it, but it happened, and she's great. She runs the barn, makes sure everything gets done when I'm on the track, and we have our arguments, but we still get along.
Well, that's family, but she does a great job managing. But also, I had some time to talk to her, and she said her work ethic comes directly from you. She said you're training, you're cleaning stalls, you're here every day. You put everything that you love into these horses.
Yeah, I've been doing this since I was 15 years old, and that was always my work ethic. I worked for Bill Robinson when I was 18, and that's where I learned a lot. And he gave me the opportunity, and it's just me. I come in the morning, I clean stalls, get horses ready, and then we start going.
Austin as well has come on here in the last couple years and is doing a great job on the track.
Yeah, he was playing professional hockey, and then he hurt his knee and his shoulder. He had to get operated on. So the first year he wasn't working for me, but last year he helped me out with his surgery. Was done, and then this year he's been here.
So we have you to thank for something special starting here at the ranch. The restaurant is going to be reopening, and it's because of your friendship and putting the word out about harness racing here in our area.
Yeah, I think we need something like that around here. Just something to go when owners come, we can take them for lunch. It's a friend I got to know last year through City Limits, and he put somebody else onto it. And it's just going, and looks like it's going to be pretty good, I think.
Well, for those that aren't familiar with the area, Scott did a fractional ownership program, and they also showed harness racing every day. They had banners. It was great. You even had owners that were watching fractionally their horse do amazing things and win races all the way up in Canada.
Yeah, you know what? Everybody had fun. When he was racing, they had a big party at the bar. And he was FaceTiming me, and there had to be 80 people in that bar yelling and screaming. And, he didn't turn out to be very good. He won a race, but they thought they won the Hamiltonian when that horse won a maiden race. It was pretty fun.
Let's discuss your process from going to the sales. You get the sale book, you head to the sales. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for a bargain on my bet. I don't spend huge money on horses. So we just kind of have to shop, and we have to take little flaws in them. And, there's certain sires that I won't look at that I just don't want to have. And because it's my own money going in to do it as well. And it's just the way I am.
Speaking of sires, you have created one, Bettor's Delight. Also, as well, you have his offspring here in the barn now.
Yeah, I always have some Bettor's Delights. And they're always lazy, and you don't know what they're going to be like. But I keep going with them right till the end until you get them in a race bike and get them behind the gate, because you don't know if they're anything. I've had a couple that never showed me anything till I did that, and he was like that. I mean, if I had my way, he would have been a gelding.
well, thank goodness he wasn't.
Yeah.
When you say flaws, what are the things that you will accept?
You know, size. That doesn't mean much to me. I've had a lot of small horses. Bettor's Light's one of them. Bettor's Up was another one. She was the size of a peanut, and she made me $750,000. So size doesn't mean much to me. You know, you're going to have to take one that's got a little flaw the way they stand, and because otherwise they're going to sell for way too much money than I can afford.
Let's move on to talking about your horses. Perfectsting, another first year, first crop, Freshsting Hanover. Tell me a little bit about this horse.
Well, actually, I didn't even look at him at the sale. He's actually related to Bettor's Up, who I had, and I didn't think I'd have enough to buy him anyways, and I didn't know if I really wanted a Perfectsting first crop, just because I like to kind of wait and see. And I seen he sold for $5,000, so I phoned who bought him, and I said, listen, that mare made me enough money that I can give a little profit. If you want to take it, I'll take the horse. And I honestly didn't get to see him until he got down here in Florida, because I didn't get to see him in Harrisburg even. So he's all right. He's a little big. He's strong. He stands a little crooked. But you know what? He's going forward, and I kind of like him a little bit. He's lazy like her, and but he's big and strong and long-legged, so I'm hoping he can turn out.
How about Weekend Delight, a Bettor's Delight filly, $22,000 Lexington purchase?
Yeah, you know, I really liked her at the sale. She reminded me of Bettor's Up that I had, only a little bigger, and the pedigree was good, and I think she was selling reasonably priced for me, and so I took a shot on her, and she's going along pretty good. She's great gaited, lazy, but she's okay. She does her job, and we'll just see what happens when we get her in a race bike.
When you say lazy, you're not worried about that at this time of the year, are you?
No, I'd rather them be lazy than hot on me right now. And you know, you don't want to be pecking away at them all the time. But she does what she wants. You have to kind of keep her covered up. She doesn't like the front end too much. She gets really lazy on the front. So, but she's doing okay.
Stonebridge Mac, a green Manalishi, $59,000 purchase from the London sale.
Yeah, he was my pick in the London sale as far as a trotter. I love green Manalichis. I had a couple last year. He was a top sire in his first crop in Ontario. And he was just a very flashy looking colt, great video. So I took a shot on him. I got him a little cheaper than I thought I would, the way they were selling. And he's been really good. I left him a stud for a little while, and he just wasn't paying attention. So we did geld him a couple weeks ago, so he's just backed off a little bit with him right now. But he's got a great gait, and he looks the part on the track.
Stardust Joe, another green Manalishi, $10,000 Harrisburg purchase.
Yeah, we kind of fluked in on him at the sale. My daughter was going to look at some stuff at the harness stuff to buy, and she seen him standing there, and then she looked him up, and then she called me, and she's like, did you look at this? And I said, no, I didn't. And he was going in the ring. So I went back and I looked at him, and you know what? He's a big colt, long legs, video was good, and he was at $5,000, and I bid him up to 10, and I bought him for 10, and he has done nothing wrong. He trots great. He's a little immature, but you can't ask for anything better. Like I don't sit behind him that much because I sit behind the other ones, you know, to fix them, but he just does everything right.
How much do you weigh in on Sam and Austin's opinion? I see you with them at the sale, and it seems like it's a very tight-knit group, and you guys are discussing the catalog, looking at horses together.
Oh, yeah, very much. You know, Austin's just learning. Austin was never around the horses till the last couple of years, so he comes to the sales and wants to learn. Sam's been with me at the sales, and she knows what she's looking at. She sees the horses every day. And it's good to have them here because they know what way I want things.
I get it. Moving on to Venus and Serena, Stay Hungry filly, $37,000 yearling purchase at Lexington.
Right now, she's probably my favorite horse right now. I just love her. She's done nothing but show me talent, and she's got a very quick turn of foot, and she's doing it so easy right now. You could be in 210 with her in a heartbeat, I think. So we're just taking our time. Paid her up in a lot of stuff because of the way she looks. I had the sister last year for Brad Grant, and she was really good too, and she went to Ronnie Burke after I left Florida here, and because she was Pennsylvania sired, and you know, she looked really good qualifying, then she cracked the knee. So I would expect big things from her next year when she comes back. But this filly here actually, to me, maybe seems a little better.
When you have a horse like that where you're saying that you could drop time so quickly, is that different? I would assume you're managing that differently than the ones you're saying that are a little lazy.
Yeah, I don't worry about time. I don't want to go too fast right now. I just want lots of miles in them. They learn speed on their own when they get fast, and the drivers make them go fast. So it's just to have enough miles in them right now, get them doing it right, and if you got to fix anything, with other ones or with them, then, just take your time and do it. Don't try to go too fast, because then you might ruin them.
When you're dropping down here between, trainers, once a week, twice a week, what's your drop-in time?
At the beginning, I go twice a week, and then I start to go every 5 days with them. Get a day out in the paddock. When you're down here, the weather's pretty nice, and you don't miss many days, so you kind of give them the day off. We're at home, we're missing days because of snow. Track thaws out, you can't get on the track. You could not train for 2 weeks at home. And I just think it's better down here. You have no corks on them. And like I say, vitamin D is the best thing for horses and people.
Let's talk about the Fun Police, a Stay Hungry colt, $17,000 Lexington purchase.
Yeah, he's another colt. He's doing nothing wrong. He's a little on the lazy side, but he's a nice big colt, long-legged. Brad Grant bred him, and I bought him out of the sale. And he was just too cheap. I've had everything out of that family. I think I've had every single one of them. I broke them for Brad, and they've all made anywhere from 150 to 300,000, and maybe not at 2, but as age horses. He's a late foal, so I'm just taking my time with him, and I just think he'll come along good for the end of the year for me. And like I said, he's a U.S. bred, so he could be for sale as soon as he qualifies or after that, because I didn't give much for him. But he is a good-looking colt. He stood great. I don't know why they were off Stay Hungries this year.
Do you find that happening a lot? The more people I talk to, I find that trainers down here are able to sell, because a lot of guys don't want to break them, don't want to go through that process. You get north, they're ready to race. People are willing to spend the money.
That's the way it's going now. A lot of owners just want to say, rather than spend $100,000 on a yearling that could not make it, spend the $100,000 on one that's qualified. That even if it was a $5,000 yearling, it's already there, and they can put it in the box next week. They don't have to pay the training bills for 8 to 9 months. So I kind of look for horses like him. He was one of them, one that I could buy and just flip if I had to. If I can flip one like that for $100, that brings me back to Florida next winter.
Talking about Smokin again, a Betterthancheddar.
Yeah, Winbak Farm sent this filly to me. He sent 2 of them to me in probably December. They broke them, and they called me. They said, "We got too many. Can you take a couple for us?" And I said, "Absolutely." And this filly is very, very nice too. She's big filly. She can fly, and I really like her. I can't say anything bad about her right now.
Another Winbak Farms horse, Miss Squiggles.
She's the same thing. She's okay. She's a Bettor's Delight. A little on the lazy side, but she's doing everything right. They're both big fillies, and I love working with Joe Thompson, and they look after the horses great, and that's why I always buy horses from them, and I'll take a horse to train for them anytime.
A Cattlewash, no better air. You actually lucked into this situation because you told me that the horse got sick and was unable to sell at Harrisburg.
Yeah, my one owner there from Montreal, he told me she was in the sale, and he said, if she doesn't go for what I think she's worth, then I'll buy her back and you take her to Florida. Well, 11 horses in the barn at Hunterton got sick, and the vet wouldn't let any of them go to the sale. So she was one of them. So she went to New Jersey to train, get broke, because somebody was going to look at buying her. The one owner just didn't want to buy any more horses. So the owner phoned me and said, okay, I told you were getting that filly, so she's on her way to Florida. And she's just as good as that Stay Hungry filly. I really like her. She's a Cattlewash. I've never had a Cattlewash, but she's just doing everything right. She's great gaited. She got a quick turn of speed, and I can't say anything bad about her. I actually got one of my other owners to buy part of her off them, just because I think she's that good.
They get off the trailer here in Florida. What does your process look like from the very beginning of breaking and then to the point where they're at now, where most of them are going in sets and like you said, you can see them becoming racehorses? Yeah,
that's always the fun time. I love breaking babies. Not when they go down or anything like that, but I'm getting a little old for that. Mm-hmm. But I love just working with them, just teaching them stuff. You get the right guys driving. I have a couple older drivers from up home that used to drive, and they're down here for Florida for the winter, and they just want to come and ride horses, and it's great because they've always been great with horses, and they're Jim McClure and Dave Boughton, and they've done a great job for me.
You know, what he's referencing is this morning, Steve Elliott and Scott both had a little accident. So yes, you have to remember, these are not well broke horses yet. They're still learning things. They still get scared.
Yeah.
So it had to have been a little scary for both of you.
And yeah, like this colt's never shied from the tractor actually, and we were just jogging beside each other going by the tractor, and for some reason mine shied, and I hit him right off the cart. And I mean, Steve's not a young man, but he's tough. And the horse got loose, but he didn't go very far and stopped. And you know what? I turned right around to make sure he was all right, because I felt so bad that I hit him. And he's okay. But I tell you, I hit him hard.
This year we're focusing on the camaraderie here at Spring Garden Ranch. There are so many amazing trainers. What's it like to be able to have these guys to talk to, watch, ask advice?
Oh, it's great. I mean, you know, you got Mike Wilder down there. I love Mike. I just met him a few years ago, to tell you the truth. He drove a couple for me in Pocono when I was there, and Win. One of my best friends is George Ducharme and Charlie Norris, and they're here too. So we have a lot of fun. We go golfing. You know, Chuck Sylvester, Steve Elliott. Steve sent me a horse before. You know, I had Mirage Hanover up at home as a 2-year-old. It's just great here. Everybody's nice. Everybody will help you out. We all help each other out.
Have you got any speeding tickets this year? Chuck Sylvester will issue speeding tickets for anyone going too fast in a training mile.
No, we just leave that up to Charlie Norris.
Perfect. Thank you so much for taking the time.
No problem. Thank you.